shaking my head and my neck and nasty feel after that Buffalo game where they don't. All I can tell you is Dolphins number one, baby!
Names up, baby.
Dolphins
Names
number
up.
one!
I swear, if a certain quarterback is mentioned in the comments, I got my beers ready. I'm gonna crack it open.
Or is it the Serbian kid?
Serbian kid,
This looks done. Oh my god, it looks fantastic.
I hate you so much. No, good beat, man. Gotta beat the man. Woo! I'm the man. I said it, and it's reality. All right.
Congratulations.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition, the final episode of the season for Dolphins Draft Talk on the Clock. Why is it the final episode of the year for the season? Because the draft is next week. It is finally here. Thursday
Let's
night,
go!
round one. We're excited. We've been talking about it all off season, and it's finally, this is the week, and I just can't believe it. So first off, let me welcome the one and only Evan Posner of the Fins bandwagon, and of course, Michael Vogel, Fins bandwagon, and he started with us on the clock. Guys, how you doing?
That's right.
I
am
sucked him
awesome.
in. I
Awesome.
sucked him in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bandwagon.
Bobby sucked me in with the draft talk first, though, baby. That was the.
That's right. I knew how to.
That was
I
the
knew,
bait.
I knew the sweet talk.
Are you taking your? Are you getting your ruffles pressed for next week, Bobby?
my what?
Your blue ruffles. Are you getting them pressed for next week?
Yes. I'm getting everything ready. I made the graphics for. I actually all the episodes are created. All 3 days. They're there. Everything's ready to go. I have the schedule. You guys saw it on our message board. We're excited. We're gonna have great coverage, great content. Most of our contributors are gonna be on. It's gonna be very exciting. Ben's in the comments. John Santos, good to see you all. Everyone, whether you're watching on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, smash the like and subscribe button. We appreciate you. So, all right, let's get the ball rolling here. The draft is this week. So damn cool. So much to talk about. You thought we knew. We had an idea. It's so funny. A lot of the stuff that we've discussed on this show, on the network,
It's coming to fruition.
the first one to talk about Darnell Washington, he blew up. The first one, the trading up Jameer Gibbs, etc. And all of a sudden, it ends up on Twitter. It starts to grow. So it's like I've been feeling really good about what we've been able to do here to kind of be. And it's not like there's no. Oh, I hear sources. We don't play that. We don't do that. It's not about.
We are the sources. We are.
We read between the lines. So what? But again, John, I do my draft talks in a bar like normal folks, and you just watch it here. So. We thought we knew it all, though. We thought, hey, we have it figured out. The Dolphins could stick at 51. They could go best player available. More likely, they're going tight end. We've discussed that. And, of course, tight end is what Evan's friend Popert has brought up, saying that's more than likely. Poopart, whatever. Wingate's in the house.
Beautiful Expos hat on his head.
Yes. But he has said that tight end is more likely the pick, that it's kind of looking that way. We'll see. But something that came out that it was actually from the Dolphins general manager, who revealed during his very revealing press conference with Marvin Allen, is that
it was nice to see Marvin Allen, by the way.
Huh?
It was nice to see they included Marvin
absolutely.
Allen.
I like that they included him. But I'll say that
he's a very smart guy.
He revealed that the Dolphins have actually talked. The teams are calling the Dolphins about possibly Miami trading into the first round in the late first round of the draft. So something to watch for as we all sit and watch the draft on Thursday night. So very quick, without getting into details, because we are going to talk about that. But Evan, your initial thoughts when you saw that, did it intrigue you, or you think it's just smoke?
It doesn't surprise me because it doesn't surprise me at all that there's the potential, because they're, like I said on every show that I joined, they're in a win now mode. The window for me is truly 2 years where they really can make a real effort to try to win a Super Bowl. So I don't care about next year. Go give up your first pick for next year. Give up something. I don't care. Go, if you go need to get in the teams and you see a player that's falling, like if I were them, I'm not kidding. But Sean Robinson is a good example. He is probably the most ready back in the draft that we've seen in a long time, right? If you still see him dropping at 15, 16, 17, 18, I would literally trade up to go get him. I would go get him. I want my star running back. If I see that that's not happening and I don't see my player's falling into the second round, but then I start to see there's a bit of a run, I'm trading up. For me, I am not, and that's what I like about Chris Grier. That's what I like about the fact that he has Marvin Allen, Reggie McKenzie around him. He has smart people around him, Brandon Shore, that he's going to go do what he needs to do to make this team better. He knows, because I think you said it, I've said it, Michael said it, everyone said it. If they screw the pooch next year, he won't have those picks next year to make, because he won't be the general manager next year if they screw the pooch on this one. If they finish this season without winning a playoff game, even if they make the playoff, Chris Grier will not be your general manager next year. So for me, I would do everything I possibly can to make my team better. So for me, Gibbs and Robinson are closer prospects than people say. Yeah, I believe. Okay, that's true. But Gibbs it's a different mentality, right? I think that Deshaun Robinson has a little more upside, but that's fine. But Gibbs is still a stout running back. Overall, I don't care what they do. What I really liked about Chris Grier is that the thing I got most out of it was the fact that he said, even after this draft is done, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
Like, when he left there, and that's one thing I like about it. I like the transparency of it. I like the fact that he had Marvin Allen there, who's really the college guy, because a lot of times the picks that are made aren't really Chris Grier picks. They're both college guys, and they both learned from his dad. But at the same time, Marvin Allen is really, I think, the guy who has the ear of Chris Grier. If Marvin Allen says, go get that player, I think he's going to go get him.
Well, I think Marvin Allen kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit in that press conference about tight ends, talking about how this has been the deepest class, most talented class. And he said, I feel comfortable we could get a good one if it goes that way. He kind of had to fix it at the end, but he kind of threw it out there. And I agree with Josh Wingate, host of the Beer and Sports podcast, one of the great contributors on the channel. Appreciate that guy. But I agree with him. Darnell Washington, in my opinion, is going to be the best tight end in this draft class. I've liked that guy since the very beginning. He stuck out to me. Tell me why I'm wrong, sir. Michael, tell me why I'm wrong. Who are you?
He's my number 2. He's my number 2.
Of course, Michael Mayer.
I got a thing for Michael Mayer. Like I said, he can make the worst quarterback look good, and I can say that because the quarterback Notre Dame had last year was awful. Like Drew Pine, he ended up transferring because he and Michael Mayer made him look good. So if he can make Drew Pine look good, imagine what he can do with Tua.
Hey, Darth Sidious. What's up with the whole freaking hoodie thing?
Honestly, it's to cover my bald head. It keeps my head
But I will say,
more comfortable
Bobby, I will say this. If we did draft,
these are like cozies. It's like
shut up, Evan. Let somebody else talk.
He asked me a question. It's not my fault.
Most people answer in 4 words, and you've got a whole paragraph written, typed, dictated, researched.
Oh, it feels like a post game.
No, I was going to say though, if they were to go into the first and get Washington as tight end, I mean that's a home run for me.
I would be absolutely okay with Michael Mayer. Yeah, I mean that dude obviously he obviously more what do you call him, more I don't want to say it, how I know how to say that, but a route runner, catcher. He's a more routed, more how do you ever call
rounded,
it? Better,
well-rounded,
refined, something
refined,
like that.
Refined tight end.
He's a good blocker too. Where Darnell is that dude. You put him on the field, you got another. You don't have to care about right tackle. It's Austin Jackson there. You don't have to worry about it. You got Darnell freaking Washington.
Yeah.
Tucker Kraft. I love him. Actually, the Dolphins flew him out. I mean, the Dolphins went to South Dakota State and met with him. So
and I think we're all in agreement that if we ended up with him too, it would be a win.
Yeah, so and this is just, Tucker Kraft was my number 2 just because he's a later pick, and now he's a second-round pick. But he opts the blocking and catching. But Washington's been my number 1. And Washington had an awful quarterback too. True. He also had one of the best receiving tight end. Yep, Brock Bowers. We haven't seen what Washington can do at that capacity. Washington's more a dual threat than people think. I agree. When I saw him as a weapon, when he did have the chance to be a weapon, I was astounded. I thought it was better than most people were saying. So if the Dolphins trade up, more than likely it could be for one of the, at least in my opinion, for a tight end, or what was rumored about earlier, well, not too far off, but about a few weeks ago, a running back in like Jahmyr Gibbs. That's my opinion. I know, Michael, you might prefer a tackle or a guard, but do you think that's still the case? Do you think because he brought up Austin Jackson. He said we like Austin Jackson. We're excited for him.
It kills me. It kills me.
So
unless because it's lying season, as they say this week, we're going to go to Austin Jackson, and then you move into the first and get the tackle that I covet as a right tackle, Dewan James,
right tackle Jones,
Jones, Dewan Jones, out of Ohio State. I mean, that dude's a freaking mammoth.
You know what, Daniel? I think everything's on the table, and I think Evan was right when we just started discussing. You think of a trade up and you go, my gosh, but I want more draft picks. But this team is in a win now mode. This roster currently constructed is a win now team. Okay, yeah, there are positions like the right tackle that we're not so sure about. Tight end, we're still a little off about. Running back, all guard, but really the Dolphins, if they see a player that's falling like a Darnell Washington, like a Bijan Robinson or a Jahmyr Gibbs or Darnell White or Deron Jones, maybe one of those guys, if they're falling into the first round and the Dolphins go, this guy's going to be the difference, this guy is the piece we really need, then the Dolphins are going to trade up because they think they're on the doorstep. That's why they made a trade for Jalen Ramsey. That's why they went for a Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins believe that they are on the cusp of doing something. They don't think they are a rebuilding team or a building team. They think they're almost there. So that's what and Evan, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's something I think you were trying to say at the beginning, was that if they were to make that, it's because of where the team is at currently constructed. So, and I do think that, don't be surprised, Cedric Wilson, I know he says that they're going to try to do right by him, but the Minnesota media and the Minnesota fan base is already starting to talk. I believe Cedric Wilson to the Vikings, maybe for a Dalvin Cook, is on the table. I think that is going to play out. Rob of DolphinsThirsty.com in the house. Happy to see him. Again, thirsty for Dolphins content, go to DolphinsThirsty.com. I always want to put my little plug for my
Wouldn't you think that if they move into the first, it would be for an offensive skill guy, unless what's his name falls that far? Carter.
Yeah, that's why, like, for me, I have to believe that it has to be for either a tight end or a running back. I can't I think I really remember, and I've talked about Evan could, and you could too, but Evan could definitely say at the beginning of the offseason, everybody was talking offensive line. But Chris Grier I was not surprised by what Chris Grier was saying about Austin Jackson. He has said this before. They are comfortable with their offensive line. Right. They thought injuries plagued them. They trusted the way the development was. And I do believe that they think Austin Jackson and Eichenberg could be guys. I think they're going to address the offensive line, but not the way fans want them to, And again, they might be blowing smoke up everybody's ass. They might be really good. They might do it, but this is not the first time he has said that. So I'm starting, and in the way he did it, the way he worked it in free agency, unless somebody falls at 84, and again, I say Jaret Patterson out of Notre Dame or Andrew Voorhees, he might get later in a mid-round pick because of his injury and he could fall. I think that's probably could happen, but I can't see if the Dolphins trade up. And this is just me, Michael, and because I love offensive line and defensive line. Yeah. I think you build from the lines and you move back for a football team.
Right.
But the way the Dolphins have done this, I agree with you. If they trade up, it's not for. I can't see it be for an offensive lineman. Right. I see it for a defensive player. It's for tight end or running back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Santos. I definitely think Carter's top 10. I don't think he's going to fall.
100%. I would be shocked if he fell.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if Carter fell past top 10 player. Let me see. Only difference maker is Bijan Robinson. Yeah, maybe. Again, that's I would be shocked if Robinson fell past the Eagles at 10. I think the Eagles are one of those teams that think they are the cusp of making it. They just extended their guy And I think that Robinson could be that guy at 10 overall. I believe it's the 10th pick. Go ahead, Michael.
I was going to say the other team that I can see him going to is the Cowboys, but I don't think he's going to be like 26.
Let's see here. We talked about what I believe we're talking about Tucker Kraft, the Dolphins. Barry Jackson reported that who's Barry Jackson, one of the best from the Miami Herald, reported that according to NCAA sources, the Dolphins flew out to South Dakota State University and held a private workout for Tucker Kraft. So that tells you, and that might be in a situation where Miami says maybe they don't want to trade up, they don't like what they're hearing, and they stay picked at 51. If Tucker Kraft is there, he could be the pick. If they're going, that's a huge sign. So late in the process, if they're flying out to do a private workout, that screams to me. Let me go ahead and put this back here for a second. I wouldn't touch Jalen Carter with a 10-foot pole. Look at Josh Wingate with the whole Grinch reference. Man, I just don't know. I know there's a lot of prospects like that through the years that, teams will cut them off their board, but then that guy ends up being a steal like Evan. 2 years from now. Yes, sir.
I see Evan has his hand raised.
He's been quiet. I just want to make an important point. I'm not touching 51. You want to move 84? You want to move a pick from next year? I'm not touching 51. Leave 51 where it is. If you want to go up into the first, move next year's first for this year's first, and I would go after somebody who has 2 picks in the first round, who may not have that dire need, but I'm leaving 51. 51, they need a pick in the first, they need a pick in the second. I don't want them picking in the top 20, and I'm not touching again until 84. Yeah. I really wanted that. My goal of this draft, if they're going to trade up, I don't want them using 51. I want them using 84 or a pick from next year. Just make that
well, I think if they trade up into the first round, they're going to have to use a pick for next year anyway. But I think 51 is more likely than 84.
I think that's what I'm just saying. I don't want them to move 51. I'll be quite upset if they move 51. I want
depends on the player
or next year. No, it depends on the player. Yes, but I don't want them. I would love for them to have a first and second round pick.
I got you.
I don't want them.
What my expectations are for this year, I want a first and second round pick. I don't want a first and a third.
I'm okay with it.
I love Cody Mock. I don't want them moving up to the first to get him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but if they trade up and get a Darnell Washington, I'm down with that. I think he is a difference maker. If you trade up and get a Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm down with that. I understand where Evan's coming from, though. I mean, yes, it looks prettier at a 1 and a 2.
Yeah.
But realistically, as I like to say to my brother Evan, I think it's more a 1 and a 3 if you move on up. Guys, let's remember last year we made a trade for Chubb because Grier thought they were close last year. We all know how that worked out. Yeah. So
injuries are there. Injuries cause that.
Yeah, and no, I get Daniel's point, but again, we can't. Let's forget last year. Okay,
last year was a mess. Last year's defense. Was a mess.
And I mean, we were able to see like you saw if you're people talking about the quarterback or people talking about the offensive line or people talking about the coach. Look, last year was last year. They're in OTAs now. The offseason, we're on the cusp. We're about to draft new players.
I don't
look at this roster. This roster is going to make a run. You guys think that Washington is like the kid that Falcons? No,
not at all.
No, not at all. No.
Washington is a lineman.
Yeah, a lineman who could catch. He's a physical freak like Kyle Pitts, but no, he's
Kyle
not.
Kyle Pitts is a receiver who's a tight end that can play every position.
Yeah, which we had that, but it didn't work. So, and I loved Kyle Pitts. He was my number one when those 3 guys. He was my number 1 option. I'm
very happy with Waddle.
I'm very happy with Waddle. Absolutely.
Because you want to know what Trey Lance is on the trade. People are calling for Trey Lance. Just think about that.
Yeah, and that's why I don't see him like that because Darnell Washington offers again. People, if you're really concerned with the health of your quarterback, if you're really concerned with the offensive line, as I know Steve is in regards of offensive line, Darnell Washington is that guy. If the Dolphins are truly sticking with Austin Jackson at right tackle, you want them to have a guy like Kyle Pitts on his right side, or maybe Tucker Kraft. Pitts is Calvin Johnson. Yes, I agree with that comparison. That type of player.
He wouldn't trade up to go get Washington.
I saw what he wrote with Washington. Yeah, but
we disagree.
Yes, I disagree. I would definitely trade up for Darnell Washington, especially if you're so concerned about offensive line. Talking about offensive line, Michael, the Dolphins have shown interest, though, in adding a couple of guards during this draft process. They've given serious thought about drafting one, according to sources with Barry Jackson, and will be looking for an interior offensive lineman after the draft as well. Among several guards that have shown that have drawn their interest is Hawaii's Micah Vanterpool, who did not allow a sack last season, and then North Carolina State's Chandler Savala. I know Evan would probably butcher me if he knew how to say the real name, but those two guys there, Savala. Thank you, sir. Savala. What do you think of this approach? Maybe looking after the draft at undrafted free agents. And
I was going to say that move that has to be free agents, undrafted free agents.
Yes, undrafted free agents. Yeah, they are.
There are too many guards that pop off the screen when you look at the guards that are available in the draft. So yeah, I mean, that's Miami's scouting division doing its homework and researching everywhere because. Ultimately you want guards that are gonna stonewall the defense and not give up sacks. So if the kid from Hawaii is a stone cold killer that way, then I wouldn't mind taking a shot at him as an undrafted free agent.
Absolutely, Evan, your point.
I just wanted to make a point about offensive linemen, though. I'd be fine with any offensive lineman being signed, but I thought about it a little bit more after the press conference about him saying Austin Jackson's our guy for right now as a starter. That could be part of the reason why Brandon Shell hasn't signed yet. Even if they may have reached out to him, he goes, well, am I going to get my job back? He goes, well, you're going to have to compete with it, but likely it's Austin Jackson's job to lose. So in the end, I have a feeling that they may not go high on offensive linemen here because they believe in Austin, but who knows? I will make a prediction that Austin Jackson will not be our starting right tackle game one. Because he'll be out if they bring in competition for him or they somehow do draft a Cody Moss. Austin Jackson is not the future at that position. Like
Daniel,
like I told you, I'll be honest right now. If I had to make a decision tomorrow, I hate moving people, but if I had to make a decision tomorrow on offensive line and we literally did not find one more lineman, I would rather have Robert Hunt at right tackle and put a Robert Jones at right guard than have Austin Jackson at right tackle. I will be closing my eyes every day for Tua. And Tua's going to have to get rid of the ball in a second of Austin Jackson because Austin Jackson showed last year that even at right tackle, I don't want to hear about injuries, he was getting mauled. So unless he moved into...
He only played a game last year.
Yeah, and he showed he wasn't very good that first game. The only way it works for him is if he moves into Teron Armstead's house and becomes one of his children and he learns from this guy.
But you're not watching his training videos? They don't excite you? Austin Jackson?
Not really.
Well, Tua's excited you. Austin Jackson's training video didn't excite you?
Not so much. He didn't lead the league in passer rating last year.
So Braden Daniels came in for a visit with the Dolphins. Daniel brings up any insight on him, Michael?
What position is he?
He might be offensive line, I would assume.
I don't see it. I mean, I must have missed. I was trying to keep up on everybody they brought in this week, but I didn't.
You know what was amazing though about this week? Just to make a point, everyone was there. The fact that they brought X to the podium. The fact the fact that he is there, ran for all these workouts. They're gung ho to win. It's such a nice sight. Half these players would never show up for these opening camps, but it was amazing to see all the stars there.
Braden Daniels is from Utah. He's a tackle. 6'4", 298, fourth-round prospect.
Ooh. Bye-bye, Joel Embiid.
See, that's why I need to find a job that will let me just watch film all day so I can be up on this stuff and when thrown to the wolves like that.
Oh, man, yeah. Tua's going to need a flak jacket. All right, so one thing I wanted to bring up, let me make sure here, again, this is the final on-the-clock draft show of this season. We got the draft, day 1, 2, and 3 covered here on the network. So do yourself a favor. While you're watching the draft, tune into the network. React live with us Tell us what you're thinking. See what we think about the picks. We'll go through every pick. It's I like to correct my contributors. Yes, it's Fins Talk Sports Network, but we're a sports network. We cover every team. More Dolphins just because I'm a Dolphins fan. But
That's right.
So we're going to cover every pick of the draft, every player. We got great people on the channel. Mike Michael, Evan Posner, Brett Lagasse, Dave Stager, Josh Wingate. They know what they're talking about. They've done this before. Wingate with Lagasse on Diamond State Scouting. Michael Vogel, a scout coach. It's great guys on the channel. They're going to be talking about every draft pick, the impact. We're going to react live to trades. So do me a favor, if you haven't yet, smash that like and subscribe button. Go to our channel. Check out the 3 episodes we have for the end of the next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Put the notification button and tune in live. It's going to be fun. We had a blast last year. We're going to have a greater year this year because of everybody that's on board. I'm absolutely excited and humbled by everybody participating who is participating.
You've got the wrestling show to join us. You've got offered an hour.
That's right.
So they have big picks. I'm nervous.
Yeah, well, you're talking about Alex Brown and those guys. Yeah, they got Houston. I mean, they're Houston Texans fans, and they're the 2nd overall pick. Do they pass on a quarterback?
No.
Hey,
they better not.
Let me tell you something. The report is now, the rumors that are flying out and it's that. Remember, we talked about it last week when we said, would they pass on a quarterback? We discussed that and what the player was. We said Will Anderson. Well, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. Yeah. So that's coming out now. So it's a little more smoke is fire, and we'll see what happens there. So for talking about defense,
you start a season again with a quarterback.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Remember, the Texans have another pick right there in the first round, and right after the top 10, they could trade back up, grab a guy, and then they got the best defensive player, or to them.
Yeah, but do you find Tyree is better than Tim Anderson? I think Tim Anderson's the best defensive player in the draft.
Who's Tim Anderson?
You mean Will Anderson?
Will Anderson, sorry, not Tim.
Got you.
Yes.
Tim Anderson's a phenomenal Chicago White Sox player. That's what I got.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, that's what it is.
He's a great. Go look him up. He's a White Sox player. Here's one thing. Did you see that poor guy, Smitey? It's off topic. This guy had a perfect game, and his catcher bumps into him and ruins his perfect game. Go look at that. A guy was throwing a perfect game, 13-0. A little blooper. He goes to pick it up, and his catcher falls on him. Awful. Oh, how do you lose a perfect game in the 8th?
You talk to Rob at DolphinsThirsty.com. He loves that stuff. He follows all of it. So D-line help. So talking about defense, let's talk about the Dolphins again. Again, these seem like players that are, and maybe for Dolphin fans to take a note, write these players' names down. The ones we just talked about: Micah Fanterpool from Hawaii, offensive guard; North Carolina State's Chandler Savala. Savala. I said Savala. Would you stop?
He did.
Savala. Just learn Will Anderson's name. And then let's talk about defense line. The Dolphins have been looking at some front 7 players for after the draft. And one of those players is Pittsburgh's Deslin Alexandre, 6'4", 285 defensive lineman. He actually attended Deerfield Beach High, which is in Florida. 5.5 sacks last season, 16.5 in 47 games at Pittsburgh. The Dolphins took him and several other prospects to dinner the night before their local pro day about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. So, Michael, I'll ask you, if you know anything about Deslin Alexandre or the Dolphins looking at defensive line help, is that smart? Is that something you would do? I think it is. I think they will.
Yeah, well, I definitely Mike McDaniel said, man, you always want to get, it would be if he was an edge, you definitely want to get as much depth there and prospects or projects that you can to find out what's going to stick. It can't be any worse than having the last pick in the draft and coming out with a starting quarterback like the Texans did. The 49ers did. So I don't, if your scouts, you trust your scouts and your scouts are bringing these guys in. I know, was it Dolphins Thirsty saying is that a local kid?
He is Deerfield Beach. Yeah.
Deerfield Beach. No.
Yeah.
He plays at Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah. He likes bringing in those hometown kids. So, I don't know much about him. I haven't done a whole lot of
That's
work.
That's fine. He's a later, obviously he's an undrafted free agent type prospect.
I bet you he's a Steeler. I bet you ends up being a Steeler. You know that most of the Pitt players go to Pittsburgh because they share facilities. They see each other all the time. It's pretty funny.
Yes. So let me just say this. Okay, before we move on to On the Clock, there's Rob, Dolphins Thirsty. Yep. So before we move on to On the Clock, because this is the final draft talk show on the clock, and rumor now with the Dolphins pod, we're gonna do a round one mock, but that's at the end of the show. Right now at the midway point, we're gonna give all three of us are gonna have a shot at the Dolphins mock, but it's gonna be different. There will be a trade up. We're gonna trade up. I think the team that I keep looking at a trade up because Chris Grier said that he's talked to some teams, and I don't think he just said that on purpose, and I don't think he just let that out. I think there was a reason for that, and I'm not going to sleep on that.
Stupid. He's
not stupid. And what I like,
he ain't a stupid guy.
What I like is that he's saying teams called them. He did not call them. That means that whatever the compensation is going to be, it's not going to be as worse as any other team that traded up to that spot. That means the Dolphins are going to go, okay, here's a pick from next year, here's a player, and you're going to go, wait, how the hell did they trade up all that way to go? That's how it's going to play out in my book. So what I'm going to do, Evan, Michael, myself, will all do a Dolphins mock, but with the stipulation that they have to trade up into the first round, find a way to trade up in the first round, get that player, and see how the rest of the draft plays out. So that way we can have fun and kind of, see who has the best draft. Then we'll go on the clock, finish those 2 or 3 topics we got left, and then we'll do the round one mock draft. Put in your comments who you think had the best draft, doesn't have to be the best trade. We'll figure out whatever works and get it done. And how would you want it to play out? How would you think we should pick? All that whatnot. Let us know. Let's roll. So I'm going to let Michael get the first dibs, then Evan, and then myself. So let me go ahead and update this thing here. You take that off so it's a lot more easier. And of course, we are using the PFN mock draft simulator.
It's got to be the best in the game, in my opinion.
It is. It's easy. It's fun. They do a great job with their scouting that the players are, I think, in the right spots. Let's get this here.
Evan, one of your jerseys is missing a sleeve.
No, it's not.
He got pissed off and ripped it off.
I hit it. No, it's hidden.
All right, can you guys see everything?
It's my Tua jersey. It's my Tua jersey. I'm protecting my left arm.
Wow. All right, so let me just make sure. Do you guys see everything okay?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead. Propose trade. I paused it now.
I can't see my glasses. That's a George Costanza reference. Come on.
Yeah, right.
I was going to propose a trade with the NFC.
Okay.
I was going to, by the way, can we just get out of the way? Who's willing to propose a trade for the number one pick? Anyone? Anyone?
Let's see here. Okay, so NFC team, what NFC team are you trading up with?
Well, I had tried Green Bay earlier this week and it worked. So
okay.
That gives us the 25th pick, and there was a lot of meat still left on the board.
All right, let me know what's your compensation.
What I had done earlier was the 51st, the 1st, and Wilson, I think.
Okay.
So for the
15th?
I thought they almost. Maybe it wasn't. No, I'm sorry. It was the Giants, not the Packers. The Giants. I think the Giants had. Sorry.
Get it together, bro.
I just wanted to mess with Stager.
There you go. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, for the 25th, and then and propose and see if that hits.
There you go.
Hey, all right. The 20.
So let's go ahead. So with the Dolphins have traded up to 25, the 25th overall pick, and there you go on the top of the board. There you got Quentin Johnston, wide receiver at TCU. Brian Breezy, D tackle out of Clemson. There's your tight end out of Notre Dame.
You know where I'm going. Just go ahead and put it on the board.
Michael Mayer.
There
you go. All right, so the Dolphins get their starting tight end. So now we get down to 84. Evan, do me a favor. Can you write these down?
Sure.
Thank you. All right, so you're
F to Pats.
What do you need? The pick, or you need to where he moved?
No. Just the picks. The picks.
What's going to show you the pick at the end?
Oh,
go down one. Yeah, I'll take that. I'm only moving down one spot.
There you go.
Up one. All right. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so
No, forget it. Forget the Patriots.
all right, so
All right, let me see what we have in the defensive category for linebackers.
Ivan Pace Jr. is the number one player on that part of the board. Linebacker out of Cincinnati. You got Diane Henley out of Washington State. Henry 2020, who I like.
I'm a Henry guy.
I'm
Give
a Henry
me
guy.
Henry 220.
There you go. Get some linebacker help there.
Yeah.
All right, so move down.
Flying off the board. Flying.
So you did gain a pick. You got the 200th pick.
Uh-huh.
So, all right, so let's
197. 200. Yeah, you want to just go find RB.
So
Offense.
you want to look at running backs, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go offense. Look at RB. So then Eric Price out of Tulsa, they did bring him in. You got Dwayne McBride, Chris Rodriguez. Any of those guys intrigue you enough to take him at?
Oh yeah. Evan Hull.
Evan Hall in Northwestern.
Yeah.
I like him.
I liked him.
All right, we're at 200 now.
Go defensive edge. Defensive edge.
Edge rusher. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Ooh, okay. I'm not gonna say nothing.
See, I don't know much about the defensive guys.
So Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I'm gonna say the Wisconsin kid at edge rusher, Nick Horbig. I like him. He play linebacker, edge rusher.
Yep. Go for it.
Go for it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Evan, is that you typing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's banging.
I'm actually typing
Let's
really nice.
go. We will go with a. Let's see, who do I like the best there? What do we have as far as safeties? Give me the best safety.
Safeties, which the Dolphins have searched up. They are looking at safeties. We looked at a couple today. I think we put it on Finstock.
Give me the other savior.
Henderson. Okay, out of Michigan State. There you go. So shocking for a trenches guy. No offensive lineman in this draft.
I know.
But you did get the number one tight end on most people's boards. Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame. Linebacker help with Henry 2020, which might open the door for a trade of Jerome Baker. Evan Hall, Northwestern. Edge rusher Nick Herbig.
In honor of Evan, my buddy up there.
Xavier Henderson, safety out of Michigan State. So, Evan, since you are the voice of the people at this time, your thoughts on this draft class?
I think 202 was taken a little early, but I guess we're not going to have another pick till the 5th or 6th round. I like them a lot. I give this a nice, solid B+.
All right.
I didn't do good in school, so that's good for me. I'll take that B+.
So go ahead back here. Let's go ahead and see the comments, see if anybody posted any comments about
Rumor, I don't think Miami can have an offensive middle line or middle linebacker, Mark. 3-2-2. I was like, lost by 6 for a minute. The Red Sox are up on the same time. Would be traded to move up. You snooze, you lose there, Thirsty. You snooze, you lose there, Thirsty.
Put your mocks on my site. Note it for history.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Hey, again, and Michael, I'll tell you guys, Rob, it's awesome website, dolphinsthirsty.com. If you like talking about the Dolphins, you want to write an article or two, hit up Rob, man. I mean,
he's that dude.
You can send it to me, and I'll post it up there.
I've never been invited on this show once.
You want to open that can of worms? So, Marky Mark, rumors. I don't see my Dolphins trading up unless it's an offensive lineman or a middle linebacker.
And this was a surprising draft for me because I didn't take O-line.
I know.
I'm the biggest O-line fan in the world.
Dolphins trading up. We don't see it for an offensive lineman or a linebacker. We see it for a tight end or a running back.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Evan is on the clock here. Evan, your trade.
Can you just go down to the draft? I just need to see who has 2 picks. It's the Seahawks, and it's also who else? Also the Lions?
Eagles.
Eagles, Lions. Keep going. Yeah, I'm going to do a trade with the Lions. Go to 18.
Ooh, okay.
I'm trading 84. Miami's first. And
Noah Iguodala.
And and the cornerback and Noah. See what they do.
Declined.
Yeah, right. As soon as it wants to do it. There we go. Decline.
Oh, ouch. Okay, do it with Cedric Wilson and Noah.
This is whole Evans 84 pick. That's not going to work.
I'm doing it anyway. Oh, shit.
All right, give it up. Give it
No, I'm
up.
not giving it up. Okay, do me a favor. Scroll down. Okay, you go up a little bit. Do it with scroll up. Scroll up a little. I want to see another team. We'll scroll up.
Oh, you want me to go back?
I want to see another team. Just scroll up.
All right, hold on.
You got to hit cancel first.
Hit cancel.
Yeah.
Scroll up.
Gosh.
No, I need to see the picks. I'm going to go into the 20s. Scroll up. Do it with the Vikings. And do the same. So do 84 first, Noah and Wilson. I want to see if it changes. I want to have some fun.
You want
23. Noah.
Oh, and
That
Noah?
might be a doable trade. They might do it because
It's a Brian Flores pick. Holy crap! They won't do it. Holy crap! Fine.
Flores is like, we're not doing
Fine.
business.
Okay, I'll
with
make a deal. Fine. Do it one more time. Go back to the 18th pick. Trade 51. Trade your first. Trade the first. Trade. Okay, go back. Trade 51. Miami first for this year. Next year, sorry. And a Miami 5th for next year.
Miami's 5th?
Yeah. Will that work?
It's stinking.
Holy crap!
Evans sucks at trades.
I'm not thinking about. Fine. You know what I'm gonna do? Go to the Cowboys.
Oh, jeez.
I know. I have an idea. Okay, now do 84. The first of next year, and 197. So I give 197 up too, and give up Cedric Wilson. Does it work? Holy crap!
Wow, they don't like you, Evan.
Fine. Last time the Cowboys
Just give them
do
all
51.
of next year's.
Do 51. Cedric Wilson and the first. Let's do that.
Didn't you just do that?
No, I did 84.
For whatever reason, it's slowing up on me here, but let's see.
Yeah, it kicked me out earlier.
There you go. Finally!
Hey,
All right.
Haha.
Evan, stalling our show, everybody.
Shit.
So just to
Keep
let
them out of the
everybody know,
negotiating room.
if you're just tuning in, what we're doing is a mock draft here.
no, Isaiah Foskey.
Whoa!
That would be an edge that I'd be happy
We
to
lost
have.
him though.
I know.
Go to tight end. Okay, I'm taking
They're all
Darnell
there.
Washington.
Darnell Washington.
Yeah.
There you go.
We all about them tight ends in the first.
That's right.
Make the same trade, yeah. Make the trade.
Make the trade? Okay.
And buddy. No, we're Jack. Sam Laporta.
Ah, good call. Oh, you're gonna go double tight ends, huh?
Are you sure?
Huh?
You're going to
You
go
want
two
double tight ends?
Fine. You're making me feel bad. Fine. Go to running back. I want 2 tight ends. I really don't like our tight end class. But okay. Go to tight end.
I hear you.
Go to running back. Go take take Izzy. I want Izzy.
Yes.
Yes,
Good.
I love it. Is your
I love yours better than mine already.
I wanted 2 wide receivers, but you made me feel bad.
2 tight ends.
2 tight ends, sorry.
I thought you were having a brain fart.
Durham
That's why I was just
Smythe. Durham Smythe.
Okay. Do me a favor. Go to offensive line for 1 second. No. Hey, go to defense. Go to defense. I'll take Javon Hicks out of Cincinnati.
Safety, all right.
It's a good pick. Oh, there we go. 238.
Okay, and I'm going to take Go do this defense. Go to wide receiver.
Cam Jones is still there.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking for a second. Yeah, go take Cam Jones.
All right, so there you go.
I love it. I love it, Evan. I love it.
So there you go. So both go for tight end, except Michael Mayer was in the first one, Darnell Washington in the second one. You did get Israel Abanikanda.
Thirsty, I am never coming on your show now. And I'm not.
What happened? What did he say?
The clock would run out.
Evan was our GM. The clock would run out and our team would have their picks.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. So, and let me just explain to everybody just tune in. Again, what we were doing is the mock draft simulator for the Dolphins. The Chris Grier had revealed in his press conference for the draft that the Dolphins have discussed with teams about possibly trading into the first round. The teams have called them. So the rule for this mock draft is the Dolphins have to trade up, and then how would the draft play out if we traded up? So Evan and Michael had a shot. Now it is my turn. So go ahead and hit this all up.
Let's see if you're any better at picking manipulating trades.
Yeah, I already have.
And I want my 2 first rounds back.
Yeah, and I want my 2 first round back. So
I'll be watching that. I'll be watching that Wednesday.
You didn't ask Mike for my grade. What was my grade?
What was his grade?
Oh, that was B plus, A minus area there. I thought that was a good pick.
By the way, if we get Izzy at 84, Bobby will be very happy.
So, okay, so here's my trade. I'm giving 51 a first-round pick, Cedric Wilson, the 30th pick, and next year's third-round pick from the Eagles. That's what I'm going with.
That's good. Yeah, I like it.
And it's been accepted. So
yeah, you know how to trade. Look at you.
Hey, man. My middle name
is... You don't realize he was practicing last night. He already tried this trade. He was going to be accepted.
I mean, I did.
That's right. Ooh. Oh, Jameer, no! Jameer Gibbs is off the board.
Why would they take him if they have Alvin?
Michael Mayer, Darnell Wright, Dewan Jones.
How do you not go take him, Bobby?
Hold on.
Darnell's still down there.
I know where Darnell is. I know where I'm going.
You're still taking Michael Mayer.
I'm not going to take Michael Mayer. I love Darnell. Darnell would be my pick.
There you go.
I'm taking Darnell, man. Darnell Washington. And now we go down to 84. See how this plays out. Ooh.
Yeah. How good is Ruiz?
Let's see. You know what, though?
That I would do.
This. Oh, I didn't say nothing during your thing. You just got there. Don't mess with my thoughts. All right. So I'm
pointing at
the screen. That's all I could see. That's how I could see your face. Because I can't see you from here. All right. So I traded down with Dallas. I got the 90th overall pick, and I got a draft pick. Here I'm looking, and let me just make sure where my draft picks are at. I got Darnell. I added a pick.
I like Freeland a lot.
I'm glad you do. So
bye-bye, Mike. Oh, there's Roshan.
I'm actually going no soul out of Oregon. I'm going no soul linebacker.
He was there?
He was there. He was there.
Wow. At 84?
At 84. All right. So now with this pick here, I have 129. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got there.
The Mario Overshown.
I see Overshown. But you know what?
Andrew Voorhees.
Yeah, I see Voorhees. But again, I'm thinking about offensive line. I'm thinking about I know we keep talking about right tackle, but we got Darnell Washington with the first pick. So really we need help at that guard spot. And I want a guy who could play multiple positions, center, guard. I'm looking at Jarrett Patterson out of Notre Dame. Like this kid. I'm rolling with Jarrett Patterson.
Oh, another Notre Dame.
Search up Notre Dame guards and tackles.
I know. Yeah, Liam Eichenberg.
That's not who I'm talking about. Quentin Nelson, Zach Martin.
I know.
All right. So
Cameron Peoples is still there.
All right. So Darnell, No Soul, Jarrett Patterson.
Cameron Peoples.
Somebody mute his mic. Cameron Peoples. Why is Michael in the background? You haven't brought him back yet? because I'm
Can I
not
bring
looking
him
at
in?
the screen.
I'll
You can
bring
bring
him
them in. Yeah, you got the power. I'm gonna roll here with.
Mike, you know I left you back there on purpose for a while.
You know
Where'd
what?
you go?
That's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna roll.
Everything
This
froze up.
guy. This guy here screams Mike McDaniel. You know, we talk about
Hunter
49ers.
Luke.
Hunter Luque. He's one of my guys. I'm rolling with him.
Oh yeah, dude.
Love that
For
guy.
for
I'm rolling with
shizzle.
Hunter Luque. And then there we go. So let's go ahead and see. Where is my dude?
238.
We're at 238. Let me make sure here.
Quarterback.
I'm going defensive tackle Carl Brooks. Love this guy. I think the Dolphins do too, and I think he could be a Dolphin.
You know,
Whether
Carl
late
Brooks
from
was
Bowling
excellent. Carl Brooks was an excellent comedian back in the 40s.
That's amazing. So there you go. So there's mine. Darnell Washington, no soul linebacker out of Oregon.
Wow.
Jarrett Patterson, guard center out of Notre Dame. Hunter Luque, running back, fullback out of North Dakota State. And then Carl Brooks, defensive tackle out of Bowling Green.
How about this? How about I reread the picks to the masses and say who had the better draft?
I did not. I had one good pick.
Would you like me to go over it again?
Yeah, if you want to.
So, guys, in the comments, let's go. Michael's was 25, Michael Mayer, 85, linebacker, Henry 2020, 197, running back, Evan Hall, 200, edge, Nick Herbig, 238, Xavier Henderson. Me, 26, Darnell Washington, 84, Israel Abanaconda, and 197, Javon Hicks, and then 238, Cam Jones, and then you got Bobby, 30, Darnell Washington, 84, Noah Sewell, 129, Jared Patterson, 183, Hunter Luque, 238, Carl Brooks.
Josh Wingate, yes, they do.
All right, so if Evan was our GM and we were on the clock, we would call the clock.
You already saw that already.
I didn't see that. I'm just reading comments. Guy. All right,
Yeah.
so there you go. So if you guys put on there what you think.
You know what's ironic, Bobby? Bobby, you know I can click a button, man. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you want to try it? That's you do though. You got it. So
I'll never do that to you though.
Let me just say, thank you. I was happy with mine, but I will say that I really like Michael's. I think Evans. I think we're down on Evans' draft just because it took so long to make that draft. It was still a good draft.
I'm a Jew. I like to let things flow a little.
So
Awesome.
let's go ahead here and take a look. All right, so let's go. We're on the clock now. We've talked about Dolphins. Now we're on the clock. Again, the draft is next week. We're exciting. We are, and this here, it's a couple things. It's called buying or selling, basically fact or fiction. Okay. So Michael, I'll start with you, and then Evan, you respond right after him. Okay. And then we'll move along. All right. So buying or selling, here's the hottest draft rumors, I didn't go with all of them. I went with a few of them, but we'll roll with it. Okay, Michael, first off, one of the top 4 quarterbacks are falling out of the top 10. Are you buying or selling that rumor? So you got
That's a good question.
CJ Stroud, Bryce Young more than likely is the number 1 pick. Will Levis, Anthony Richardson. Are one of those guys going to fall out of the first round?
Out of the first round or out of the top 10?
Top 10. I'm sorry, top 10. You buying or selling?
Yeah, probably. I think everybody expects him to go 1, 2, 3, 4, but I think I'd buy that somebody falls.
Can you give me a name?
He wants me to say Will Levis, but I don't know. Like the guy for me that would fall would be Anthony Richardson, and the only reason I say that is because of the experience. I think his upside is high, and I think because his upside is high, somebody will take a shot at him.
All right, so there you go.
I think Manning. I felt like Peyton Manning was pretty high on Levis. I just don't know. I don't have a good vibe, but I haven't seen much or heard much that gives me a lot of confidence that he's going in the top 10.
Gotcha. Evan, buying
I'm
or
buying
selling?
it because I think the top 4 quarterbacks. I think that there will be 4 quarterbacks in the top 10, but Hendon Hooker will be one of those 4.
Yeah.
So no, you're selling that rumor. You don't believe.
I'm selling the rumor. No, I'm selling the rumor that I'm selling the rumor that the top 4 will be in the top 10. I believe the 5th rated quarterback in this draft will be in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if that happened.
Like if I'm Seattle, I'm going to take Hendon Hooker to play behind Geno Smith, because if he doesn't work out, Geno Smith, and he has a crappy year, you have an experienced quarterback at the ready.
I'm gonna buy that rumor that one of the top 4 quarterbacks are falling out of the top 10.
I just said it, you're going to fall out.
I understand. I'm giving you my answer now. I understand that what you were saying about Anthony Richardson, but I have a suspicion it's going to be Will Levis who falls out of the top 10.
Yeah,
I just said that.
Evan,
you get so mad.
I know. It's like, God. All right. So, Evan, let's start with you because I know you love to talk. You just said Hendon Hooker. You're buying Hendon Hooker will go into the first round.
Yes.
1,000,000%.
Okay.
I think so too.
Okay.
I think he ends up at Tennessee. He stays right there.
I think he will.
He doesn't have to move much. Just move from his dorm room to his.
They love nostalgia there. They know what the fans want, and you know what? They get it. They get a home run hit.
He would sell tickets.
Michael, buying or selling? There will be a big run on corners in the first round.
I'm buying. I think there'll be a bunch of corners going.
I'm buying too. Evan?
Buying.
All right. Now here's the fun one for us. Evan, are you buying or selling that the Miami Dolphins will trade into round 1?
Buying.
All right. Love it. Michael?
I'm selling.
All right.
I think they stay at 51.
Okay. You know what?
They're staying at 51, and I'm telling you, they're going to get a first and second rounder. Grier is going to make a trade of a.
Well, if they do, then I'll come on here and say, Evan, you were right.
I think
it doesn't happen very often, so please do it.
I will.
Yeah, that's right. Now that's why I'm nervous about giving you my answer. I think I'm buying it. I think the Dolphins could trade into round 1 to get their tight end because they keep alluding to it. If Darnell Washington falls into the late 20s and maybe like I said to the Eagles at 30, it could happen. I think keep your eyes on the Eagles at 30.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for next week.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
By the way, you know who makes that decision? Mike McDaniel. If Mike McDaniel sees a guy he truly wants, Grier's going to give up whatever he needs to go get him.
I think the perfect.
That's how much he loves this kid. That's how much he loves his coach.
For Coach MM would be tight end MM.
So moving on. Let's talk about the Cardinals. A Cardinals shocker. I'm not talking about their uniforms, their new uniforms.
They're a good baseball team.
Charlie Campbell of WalterFootball.com reported that the Cardinals, if they stay at the 3rd overall pick, could select edge rusher Tyree Wilson over Will Anderson. Michael, your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Tyree Wilson in the last week or two about teams really falling in love with his potential. I think what's his name is. I think he's a for sure pick. But I definitely think that they could go Tyree at 3. I'm buying it.
I buy it too, just because you have those players that the media and everyone, we know how good Will Anderson is, but I think he's better at linebacker than at edge rusher. But they push these guys up, but then the team with their board, they go, no, I like this guy a lot better. And you know what? It could end up that way if the Cardinals actually do trade down, they'll get Tyree Wilson anyway. Maybe.
Exactly,
Evan, your thoughts on that, sir?
I would trade out, but I buy it. But the Cardinals are such a mess.
Yeah.
That I don't know what to expect from them. Like they're going to need someone to throw to because Hopkins wants out. Of course, you have AJ Green, the JJ Watt retired. Buda Baker wants out. Like. They might have to go get a safety. They may have to jump and go get a safety. Buda Baker wants out there.
Yeah, if I'm Will Anderson, I'm kind of hoping for that.
All right.
Don't pick me. Don't pick me.
All right, guys. So we are at the hour, but
the weather's nice.
Say what?
The one reason I go to Arizona is the weather's nice. Yeah, I feel bad for Gannon because
I hear Phoenix is beautiful.
Yes, imagine who would you rather be, McDaniel with Tua or Gannon with Kyler?
I think it's more McDaniel with the Dolphins or Gannon with the Cardinals roster.
Yeah,
it's awful.
See, you hate. You see. I'm gonna knock on you like we do with the post game. You hate when people hit on talking trash on the quarterback, but you're the one who keeps putting that dude on a high pedestal, dude. Talk about the whole damn roster. Because then when somebody comes at the quarterback, you're all like, "Don't talk about the quarterback."
Excuse me. No. By the way, the quarterback. By the way, what I love about our quarterback is and I said this on Bandwagon, he's making $42 million less than the number 1 quarterback in the league, And in the end, I make you a bet right now on this show. You'll have better stats than the highest paid quarterback in the league next year. Mark my words.
Let me just answer this before we move on to our mock draft. Rob of DolphinsThirsty.com. Awesome dude. Awesome content. Awesome website. Check it out. He asked a great question.
Darnell.
Who would you prefer to have? Chubb? I would assume he's talking about Bradley Chubb or Darnell Washington or anyone you could get at pick 29. I know he was not a fan of the Bradley Chubb trade that we sent the first round pick. So,
can I go first?
So maybe he's talking about trading Chubb and the 29th.
I would no.
To get
For
Washington.
me, Chubb was too great. Chubb, in the end, I think was just a bad. I'm not upset that we got him last year because right now, for this year, he is with the guy who picked him. He's with the guy who molded him to what he is. Vic Fangio is going to get out of the best out of Bradley Chubb.
I'm not. I think it's too soon to hate on that draft, on that trade, and I think that
Vic Fangio,
he's going to have an impact next year.
Vic Fangio is going to turn him into is going to make him an all-pro this year.
We'll see. We'll see.
No,
I just want to see. I want to see a top 10 defense. Give me a top 10 defense. That's why.
Hey, let's run the draft real quick because I've got something on the docket. I got to pick up my daughter tonight. So.
Oh, there you go. All right, so let's go ahead.
I usually forget that. I usually forget to do that. She's only
10. So, mine is 2.
All right, so Michael,
where'd you leave her?
She's at a friend's house.
He has to go, Evan. Let's roll it. Number 1 pick. You'll have the number 1 pick. Evan, you'll have number 2, and I'll have 3. So go ahead, Michael. You're number 1.
Bryce Young at number 1.
There you go, Bryce Young, and I think that's going to happen. I think Bryce Young's the pick. Go ahead, Evan. You got Houston. Think about our no holds barred.
DJ Stroud or Alex Brown and Alfred are going to have a coronary.
Okay, CJ Stroud. If it works. Gosh, what the heck is wrong with this thing? And I have Arizona, and I'm going to go with the rumor. I'm going Tyree Wilson. That's you, Michael. We got the Colts.
God, I don't want this pick. I'll go with what everybody else is saying, Anthony Richardson, even though I don't believe it.
I think that is the case. I think Richardson's the 4th pick. All right, Evan, you got Seattle, who I think just hit a home run.
I'm going to be shocked, everyone, and I'm going to say that Pete Carroll doesn't care about the noise. He's taking Jalen Carter.
Whoa. Passing on Will Anderson at – all right. Not me. I got Detroit, and they're going crazy. They got Will Anderson at 6. All right. There you go.
And then
Jalen Carter ends up being a better pro.
I like Carter.
Number 7. I think the Raiders will pull the trigger on Will Levis.
There you go. Will Levis off the board to the Raiders. The Falcons, Evan.
I think the Falcons are going to shock you. I think they're going to go nuts and take Hendon Hooker.
Wow. Okay. That is a shocking pick. Okay, let me just get to him because I know he's in the Falcons.
Because if Desmond Ridder doesn't work out, who's their quarterback?
All right.
I mean, he'd be a good fit there.
All right.
Get the ball to Kyle Pitts. He'd be great there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the
Arthur
Chicago
Smart looks like Mike looks like a professor, but he's a very good coach.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Chicago Bears. They were hoping for Jalen Carter to fall to them. He does not. They got excited about Will Anderson. He got taken. They get lucky that that the Raiders and the Atlanta Falcons pass on this guy. They go Paris Johnson Jr. at Ohio State to go ahead and protect their quarterback. Eagles, Michael, where are they going?
What are their needs? Let me see their team needs real quick. Shut up. That's probably who they'll end up taking, but yeah, give them the running back. We'll go ahead and make the rumor fact.
A reality. All right, so we'll go Bijan Robinson here to the Eagles. Now, the Tennessee Titans, Evan, you crushed their hearts. You took Hendon Hooker at the Falcons. Now you got their pick. Where are they going?
They have no offensive line. They're taking Peter Skoronski.
All right. Skoronski could play guard. He could play tackle. All right, I got the Texans' second pick. They got a quarterback. Let me go ahead here.
Christian Gonzalez to play against Derek Finley.
You know what? Let's go ahead and go defense with this pick. And I'm going to go Lucas Van Ness here, edge rusher.
Ooh, that.
Boo.
Jets, Michael.
All right, scroll up. Is that as high as we got?
Look for
Punter.
And
I thought you were going to go Miles Murphy.
Look for Punter. Punter.
I think Jets will go edge rusher Miles Murphy.
There you go. I'm not as down on him as most people are.
Miles Murphy.
Yeah.
I still like Lucas Van Ness better.
About to make me sick. Oh my god.
All right. Evan, you got the Pats.
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm letting Belichick have Christian Gonzalez. Oh my god, he's salivating.
Dude, you should have went with a quarterback. You should have went with a quarterback.
So,
Oh, he's gonna be so happy. You have to go do it for Sager.
No,
we won.
I'm gonna piss him off. I'm getting Quentin Johnston. I keep hearing his name with the Packers. I hear it.
He is gonna throw a fit on you.
I know, but you know what? The noise.
Can you show me the needs?
Oh yes, sir. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, wide receiver, center, tackle, edge, corner.
He wants to get the Commanders. Scroll down, and he's Commanders.
Nope. No. I meant on the team.
You need to know what the Commanders need.
Oh,
not a trade.
The Commanders. Sorry, that was
1 + 1 is 3.
Shut up.
Right, scroll down. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Cam Smith, cornerback.
There you go. Cam Smith passing on Joey Porter. All right.
Scroll up. Go to team needs quickly. Steelers, where are they? Wide receiver. Does that say wide receiver?
Wide receiver.
Yeah, Jackson Smith and but they're not going to pass on him.
Crazy that the Packers did, but I guess.
I wonder why.
All right, Detroit Lions. They got Will Anderson with that first pick. Awesome move. And you know what, though? They're going to stay with their defense. I'm going Devin Witherspoon here.
Nice.
All right, Michael, you got the Bucks.
Show me team needs. They need a quarterback, but it's too early for one of those guys.
Where are they?
I think you need to scroll down to the.
Here we go.
There we go. Edge cornerback. All right, let's see what we got.
Isaiah Foskey out of Notre Dame, Joey Porter Jr.
Oh, yeah, edge. Yeah, give him Foskey.
All right, Foskey. All right, Seattle. Evan, you're on the clock.
Go back to them quickly. Go to their team needs. Go down. Quarterback, edge, wide receiver, quarterback. Go back. I'm done. Good. Okay, they are going to take Joey Porter Jr.
Nice.
All right. This is crazy. I think I've been reading this. I've been seeing this. I'm going to go with a weapon here. They're going Jordan Addison out of Southern Cal, wide receiver. All right, Michael, on the board, you got the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, let me see what we got as far as wide receivers. See if one of my favorite wide receivers is out there.
Zay Flowers, Josh Downs,
Zay Flowers.
There you go. Zay Flowers comes off the board.
Nobody throwing to him, but
yeah, I know. All right, the Vikings on the clock at 23.
You're going to be surprised about this, but it's a Brian Flores pick and Brian Breesy.
Wow, yes, that is a Flores pick.
Brian
I like it.
Breesy.
All right, so wow.
All right, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's on the clock, and they are going to go Michael Mayer here with the 24th pick.
Here's our run of tight ends. Giants will take Dalton Kincaid.
There you go. Evan, you're on the clock. Cowboys.
Cowboys, go to their team needs quickly.
E-tackle, O-guard, offensive guard, wide receiver,
Go
running back.
They're going to take Broderick Jones.
Damn it. All right. There you go. Broderick Jones. Man, Broderick Jones falls all the way down to 26. That's crazy. All right. So the Buffalo Bills.
They just signed Tyler Bass. Get another pick.
Let's see what the hell. All right.
Quarterback. Look, he's the first thing it says quarterback.
Let's see. Actually, I've heard this, and I'm going to roll with this. John Michael Smits. Sorry, Michael. All right. Cincinnati. Michael.
You're on mute.
I thought I can't see him.
Sorry. Give me offensive tackle. What we got offensive tackle right now?
Darnell White, Anton Harrison.
Yeah, Darnell Wright. Although Anton Harrison's a natural left tackle. Darnell. Give me Anton.
All right. So, Evan, you're on the board. New Orleans.
You're going to be shocked. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be upset.
No, I'm not.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
You just complained. Why would they take Jahmyr Gibbs if they have Alvin Kamara?
Because they're going to trade Alvin Kamara.
Oh, all right. So the Eagles, I'm on the clock. The Eagles on the board. Corner, edge, safety, D tackle. I am going to go Kylie Ringo here. All right, Michael.
Give me wide receivers, please.
Oh my, here we go.
I
Wide
can't forget his name.
receiver.
Yep, wide receiver, Josh Downs. Oh, yes, Josh Downs.
All right, there you go. That's it. Josh Downs goes to Kansas City. Let me go ahead and back this out. All right. So let me make sure I have
days away, boys. Days
That's
away.
the devil that Evan is.
Will the Lions gamble? Oh, have the Dolphins. Rob, I'm sorry I didn't see that. Evan should have been paying attention for me. I would have done it. I thought that would be fun, but I didn't do it. So that's okay. He said have the Dolphins trade into that one, but that's all right. But anyway, guys,
I'm more thirsty because he gave me a shot before.
Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and thank everyone for tuning in first off, and everyone that's tuned in throughout this offseason and on the clock show. This was awesome. I can't wait till next year, but I'm so excited about the draft. Again, tune in throughout the week. We got great content tomorrow. We have Fins Talk today at 12 noon. We'll be doing their last mock draft standoff between me and Hank. So far, I've been winning. I gave him last week. But I've been winning so far. But okay, you got that. And then Sunday, you got Once Upon a Sunday, fantasy football with Josh Kimmel, awesome show, and then great content Monday night starting off with the Beer and Sports podcast with Josh Wingate, Josh Kimmel. They have great guests every week, most of the time. And then you got, of course, East 10th Street Boys with me and Alex and Tia Chiska. We reflect on growing up in Hialeah, talking Miami Dolphins, Heat, Panthers, Marlins. Then Tuesday night, you love the Dolphins? Tune in Tuesday night to the Finstock Sports Network. We got Real Talk Finstock with Dolphins Thirsty Rob Mosley. We got Steve Malloy at 7:30 Eastern. My God, somebody's pissed off. And then you got Michael Vogel and Evan Foster on the Fins bandwagon right after. Great stuff.
My son's friend is getting ice out of the freezer.
Oh,
he knows it's at the end of the podcast. So
listen. And then Thursday, of course, Wednesday, we got Fast Break, No Holds Barred, but football. Thursday night, remember, it's the draft. Tune in while you're watching the draft. Go check us out. Stay with us. We're on through the whole thing. We're talking every pick, everything going down. We hope to see you all there. Tune in. Don't forget, not only to Finstock Sports Network, but to my friend, Rob of Dolphins Thirsty. Go check out his channel of Dolphins Thirsty on YouTube and his website, dolphinsthirsty.com. Great draft content, great content overall. We appreciate you all. Any final words for you guys before we close this out? Of course, you got Tuesday night, but any final thoughts?
My hot take: Dolphins select Cody Mock in the second round. They're going to move up to get him.
Oh my, Evan, final thoughts? Nothing. Wow! Praise
Thank
the
you guys.
Lord.
Much love.
All right, thank you all. Like, subscribe, and fins up. We'll see you at the draft.